What is going on, everybody? It is Irish Shadow, and welcome back to Sonic Racing Crossworlds. This is online session number 7. I have 14 races, mostly against legends. This was recorded 2 days before the Tangle and Whisper release. So I don't get a whole lot of high placements in this session. So we actually get the Wonder Museum here. And I end up coming in sixth place. I believe Galactic Parade was the Crossworlds map for this race, but yeah, it seems like the grind to get to A plus is extremely difficult. Not so much for this kind of race, but you will see a majority of these races are pretty much dominated by people in the Legends class, like the Legends rank, which I was trying to get to the Legend rank myself, but the grind on the online races is pretty substantial. And if you're not getting like first, second, third, you're not getting a lot of points. There's actually, I think, 1 or 2 instances in this session where I've actually got points deducted somehow. I don't know. Didn't think like that was possible, but maybe it's because it's like after a certain point in like your letter rank, you have to keep up a certain amount of, like, a certain standard of like points, or you lose some. I don't know, maybe it starts fluctuating once you get into like solid A plus, Legend 1 or whatever. I have no idea how it really works. But yeah, so this wasn't a very easy session. This was not good. This was a terrible, and it's kind of making me rethink the idea of actually entering the next Legends competition, which starts on March 5th, I believe it is. And at the time I am doing this this commentary, it is March 1st. So the Tangle and Whisper festival is, I think at this point in time, it is still going for like the next hour. But I already did everything that I needed to do in that festival. I have 3 videos based on my performance in the festival that are going to be releasing shortly after this. I would have gotten this video out a little bit sooner, because this is like 5 days late, like 5 days after I've recorded it. So yeah, it's been pretty hectic. So yeah, I got 6th place there. I've pretty much got overclocked with the business, and didn't have much time or energy. Haven't been like, been dealing with like some back pain for a couple days now, and yeah, had to take my niece to see Scream 7 because she wanted to see that, so that was fun. What is not fun is race number 2 right here. This lobby is full of legends. The only one who is not a legend in this race is me. And I am not 100% sure, but I think that this is the first time I ever get 12th place. And all of these online sessions that I have done, I don't think I have ever once got 12th place. I could be wrong on that, but this is the only time I can remember coming in last. But when you see that everyone else in the lobby is a legend, I mean, it's just a matter of friggin', I don't know. It's a matter of how much you play at this point, because I'm pretty much playing like 3 separate games right now. I am I finished up a bunch of videos on like Jurassic World Evolution 3. There's still a few more to go before I feel like that game is completely done. And Sons of Sparta is, you know, kind of dragging along. I think I'm only 3 parts into that at this point in time, but the game bums me out. It really bums me out. And then this, I wanted to get a lot of these done because after the Tangle and Whisper festival, I don't feel like it's gonna have any content for a while. So I can finally, you know, just get Sonic Racing Crossworlds into the semi-retired like category and not have to really worry about, you know, doing these online sessions, because I mean, I'm never gonna get to, well, like, I will eventually get to like legend rank, but like how far am I gonna go in legend rank, like in this game? There's just some people in here. I've seen one person who had like 300 in, like, yeah, this guy in first place, 308, he's got 38,400 points compared to my, like, what, 1,000 points? Like, how long has that guy been playing? Regardless, race 3, we do a lot better. So I actually get 3rd place in this, but that is probably because I had a good stage, which was E-Stadium, and the Crossworlds map, I believe, was Digital Circuit. And I don't think that this lobby was filled with legends. 90% sure. So it was just like a standard like online race. Okay, there's a lot of legends in this. See, I can't even remember because I'm so used to not looking at like the other players' ranks in these sessions. I just kind of look at like, okay, well, I mostly like focus on their like title cards or whatever, their nameplates. just to see like, okay, this person, because like when you look at like characters' selected nameplates, you kind of get the sense of like how long they've been playing and how dedicated they are to this game. Because there's some people who have like the tester, I believe it's early tester nameplate, which basically means that they've been playing this game since release and were like a tester on the I guess you could say the stress test for online, like when Sega did their first online stress test for this game before it released like fully. People who like pre-ordered the game were allowed to like play online and pretty much see like what the online servers could handle, so that Sony or Sega could make improvements to better fit, to make it like more stable and just better for like the full game release. I guess that's the best way. It's like beta testing after beta is done. But yeah, a lot of these guys are legends, and the fact that I came in third in a lobby full of legends, I ain't gonna harp on that. That's a pretty big win in my situation. But everyone is gonna use their monster trucks that they've been holding on to. But yeah, the drill wisp. I guess I can talk a little bit about the Tangle and Whisper festival. I played it across the first 2 days that it played. So I did like an hour or so the first day. And then I did like, I think another hour and a half. I got like three 40-minute videos, and that's pretty much all it took for me to get to like the recommended 1,000 points. Got a whole bunch of Dompa tickets, but after that it was just like, okay, got the 1,000 points I wanted. Don't really care about much because I just wanted to end the Dompa or the Tangle and Whisper festival, and so I can kind of like walk away from this game for how long ever it takes for them to have new content. So yes, we get Market Street here, and this is again all legends in this race. So it is what it is. Like, what can you really do when you have everyone in your lobby is like a legend of multiple calibers? I think legends go from like legend to like legend 1 through 9, maybe even higher than that. I don't know. But some of these people, they just like don't eat, they don't sleep, they don't work, they don't have personal lives. Basically just like subterranean creatures that all they do is they play this game online. Like there's no other game out there, not Resident Evil 9 or anything like that. They're just like, yeah, no, gotta play online. Like they're throwing away relationships and ruining friendships because they're just like, no, I gotta play online. Gotta get my online rank up. I don't know. That may be unfair for me to say, but you know, it just kind of seems like that. It's like this game is not even a year old, and some people have like 38,000 points online. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? I don't know. But yeah, Donpa Factory. I will say that this session is also has a lot of repeat Crossworlds select generation. So like I think it's time for them to like rework, because there should be no reason as to why online you get like a certain track and then your Crossworlds map is randomly selected, essentially. Like it's randomly selected, but they only choose 2 maps. So when you start the race, both Crossworlds sections maps are chosen for you. They're not as random as you think they are. So they'll always show you the one that you can choose, and then they'll always have one that is, quote, random. It's not actually random. It is pre-chosen at the beginning of the race, and it just doesn't tell you what it is. That's the random factor of it. But yeah, we got 5th place, and we're gonna move to race 5, which I believe is Ocean View. But we get 4th place on this race, and I think a majority of everyone in this race is legend rank. So yeah, this is the session, the online session, where I face off with a ton of legend players, and for the most part I do okay in terms of like play style, and then when it comes to getting okay, so it is a majority. There's just me and one other guy who are not legends. But yeah, this game is severely dropping off. I mean, everyone was excited for like Tangle and Whisper, but like the fact that they do not come with any like stages, or they like barely come with any music. They don't come with any color palettes and no vehicles. So it's just the 2 characters. Is like kind of shit. Mind you, they are free, so you can't really complain like, oh, you wasted my money on Tangle and Whisper. It's like, no, really you didn't, because if you bought the game, you got them for free. So I don't know what the March roadmap for this game actually looks like. I think it's like there has to be new Crossworlds like characters coming out. I think everyone's actually waiting on Mega Man, because I heard, well, it was pretty much shown, I guess, during the sale, like before the game launched. They had like trailers for upcoming like events, and that's when they showed that like Mega Man is going to be in the game, and his vehicle is essentially going to be whatever, Rush the dog, which I think is a cool concept. And then I hear things about like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't really see how that fits in, but you know, one of these Sonic racing games had Banjo and Kazooie, as a guest character. I mean, guest characters never really do make sense, for the most part. But you know, like, why is SpongeBob here? Okay, like, why is SpongeBob here? Why is there like Minecraft? Minecraft doesn't make any sense to be here. Like, some of the other guys from like, obviously Knights, Joker, all those guys, like, they're Sega owned characters. But you know, I'm kind of sick of games having guest characters. Like, some games like Mortal Kombat I can kind of see, and then there's other games like Dead by Daylight where it just goes way too far. And I kind of think that, like, game developers need to be creative, like a little bit more creative with characters. They could definitely throw in more of these missing Sonic characters, because, you know, there's a lot of Sonic characters in here that are missing. Like Mighty the Armadillo, missing once again, Ray the Flying Squirrel, Styx the Badger, Infinite, maybe even like Mephiles. These are all good ideas for characters that are either relatively rebuilt or like reestablished. Like Mephiles was brought back for Sonic or Shadow Generations, so it's like, why not include him here? You could also have like Black Doom as a character. You know, just certain things to like flesh out the roster a little bit. Maybe give all these characters like different skins. Like, you could have maybe like 2 or 3 different skins per character. Like, you could have like, say for Shadow here, you could have this version of Shadow. You could have like a skin that is colored like Super Shadow without having the invincibility that Super Sonic has in this game. It would just be like a Shadow skin. And then maybe like movie Shadow. Like, there's options for different skins other than just spending 7,000 Dompa tickets to unlock a shitty AI version of each character. But I don't know. I don't know what Sega plans to do with anything with this game. It also, like, nobody can really determine how long this game is going to last, because, like, it was popular among, like, upon release, but, you know, you get those, like, first 3 months, and then there's always going to be that initial drop-off. It happens with racing games, it happens with sporting games, and on occasion it can happen with, like, certain first-person shooters. Sometimes they are wildly popular, sometimes they die out within the first 6 months that they release. And I have a feeling that that's what's happening with this game, because the thing is, the more you play it, the more you are doing the exact same thing. There's no diversity in, like, gameplay styles. I mean, I guess you could try to, like, rework, maybe add another like
Unacceptable.
class. For some reason I lost 1 point there. I don't understand why I lost a point there. Didn't know that was possible. Race number 7. We are going to go to E Stadium, and I'm going to get 10th place. And it doesn't help the fact that the Crossworlds section is Dragon Road, which I hate Dragon Road. But yeah, it just feels like these games don't last very long. And despite like how good they are, like even Mario Kart World is dropped off dramatically even after like the initial release, when people bought it expecting something like Mario Kart 8, and then a lot of people were disappointed that it wasn't so much like the racetracks that were bad. It's the fact that you're racing to the racetracks for a majority of the game. But I think most people enjoy that game just because it has the open world aesthetic where you don't necessarily have to race. You just like hang out with like people as long as you pay for it, right? As long as you pay for it, because you know you can't interact with your friends on Nintendo consoles unless you pay for it. Like I can understand like not being able to play with other other players unless you pay for it. Like it's still a shitty concept, but it's a concept that like pretty much people are used to at this point. I still don't agree with it, but I mean, these console companies are gonna do what they want to do, and it's just like dick cheese Sundays if you don't agree with it. But like I just don't know. The thing is, you don't get these racing games very often. Well, hell, you don't get Sonic games very often, unless they're just like rehashed garbage that they push out on like mobile devices. But you don't see Sega doing very much else with their properties. Like they don't do very much. Like Persona 5 was the last Persona game that they came out with, I believe. Like they've done nothing with Knights, right? Don't even get me started on Echo the Dolphin, because I think that's dead for a different reason. But yeah, you don't really get Sonic games very often anymore. So it's like it's good when these games come out, but for most of these like Sonic games, people tend to want them to last a little longer than they currently are.
Good.
And we're still not at A+. So we're gonna go on to race number 8 at the Water Palace, I believe is what we got. And I am going to come in 4th on this race. I do feel, I don't know, I'm kind of torn because I do like playing this game. But I think the problem is that I have probably played it too much. And I don't really ever feel that way with Sonic games. Because there's some Sonic games, like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Even Frontiers, I'll go back to Frontiers every now and then. And Sonic X Shadow Generations. I can go back and play those games and still feel like there is content there. But if games like this is probably the same problem that like certain sports games, like especially like WWE games, right? But not on the same scale, because like WWE games come out every year. So like once you buy your WWE game, you have approximately like 365 days to enjoy that game before the next one comes out. Like, this is not that situation, but it kind of is, because when you are done with the first like 3 to 4 months of playing those games, that's when you've seen it all, you've done it all, and at that point you're just waiting for like the next DLC. And that's what kills the game, because like, what is the point of these festivals if it's like essentially a quick, easy way for Sega to hand out extra Donpa tickets and not feel guilty about it? That's essentially what it is. Because they know that like the grind in this game is unbearable, and you can't really do much without like spending tickets, because if you pretty much want to get everything in the game, you're gonna have to grind tickets. There's no way around that. But like, once you've gotten a bunch of tickets to the point where you like unlock all the, like especially the car parts, like the mandatory car parts, like the wheels, the fronts, the backs for every car. It's like, what else are you racing for? Like, what else are you gonna race for? There's no unlockable characters other than Supersonic, right? And he's only playable in, well, he's only usable in Grand Prix. So you can't even use him in like the race park or anything. And I feel like once you beat all the rivals, that's it. Game's over. There's nothing else to do. You do this kind of bullshit where you just get 9 Donpa tickets a race.
Good.
And then fuck all for points towards your next alphabet grade. But on to race number 9. There is a lot of shit going on here, because we are going to Apatos again. We are also going to take a swing through Pumpkin Mansion, and I despise that fucking map, because it's like, no matter how much I try, Pumpkin Mansion, Dragon Road, and what's that third one? There's a third one that really... White Cave, Pumpkin Mansion, Dragon Road are the 3 maps that I can't get fucking used to. And Apatos is probably the 4th. It's not so much like the later half, it's the beginning half. Because like, this beginning section in the alleyway doesn't work in a racing game. You just see everybody is like bouncing off the walls. It's very claustrophobic. Like, it works for Sonic Unleashed, like it was supposed to, but it doesn't work so much in a racing game. But yeah, this is going to be a 4th place victory. Not bad. just really trying to get those tickets up, or those points up, get to A+, and hopefully that gets me to A+ quicker. But I'm not hopeful for anything in this game when it comes to online, because these people are just like the thirstiest players ever. Like, especially if they've already reached the legend. If they've already reached the legend rank, then they're pretty much like thirsty, and shit like that happens all the time, which is why I hate Pumpkin Mansion. And then there's just like this kind of shit coming up with these pumpkins that disappear. Like, if you're in last place, you should already know which pumpkin is going to disappear, but it like hides it from you. Like, it hides it from every character. I don't know if it's like random for every character. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, maybe some people have more time to, for lack of a better term, waste on this game than I do. Like, I don't have time to, like, play this game an exuberant amount of time. Like, I play this game for like maybe an hour a day when there's something going on. Other than that, I don't really touch it. I don't like my niece, when she's over here, she plays this game. She mostly plays like the Grand Prix, which I don't really mind because it gives me more tickets. Kind of. I don't know. And you can see we're just slowly going towards A. So, we just left Apatos. So, why don't we go right back? Which is another thing that we shouldn't be able to do. Like, you shouldn't be able... The map that was just used should not be brought up again for another, like, 2, 3, 4 races. I mean, when you have a surplus of like dozens of different maps, there should be no reason as to why 3 out of those dozens keep appearing, like the same 1 or 2 keep appearing so often. I don't know. Just seems really weird to me. With all the diversity in different tracks that this game offers, they only pick from 3, but it's usually like the same 10 that they choose from. So you end up playing the same maps over and over again, as if the game wasn't repetitive enough. Playing the same tracks over and over and over really brings like the replayability to a halt. I mean, I guess if you can, like, it would be so bad if you were like able to, you know, kind of customize your own version of like a race. Like, pretty much, I guess you can kind of choose which Crossworlds section you go to, but like you have to be the one to go there. But there should be something like a jukebox where like the in-game jukebox for the music, where you would be able to set how frequent like certain maps show up. And I guess it really wouldn't work online, but I guess it wouldn't work at all then, because Grand Prix, you're pretty much just playing each cup and each cup has the 3 stages. So that would probably be just like a complete waste of time. But yeah, this whole game seems to be heading into the territory of a waste of time, because it's mostly the Donpa tickets. Like, you're gonna spend days, weeks, maybe even months, if you get that far, grinding Donpa tickets for what are essentially going to be aesthetics. Like, you're not even playing for like exclusive gadgets. Like, you're going to be doing the online races to get the certain gadgets that are locked behind level grades. But I mean, other than that, you're not really doing much with the tickets you are getting, other than just buying like aesthetics, cosmetics. And that's one of the worst things I hate about gaming, is that like there's just, most of the time it's like, okay, for, you know, most of the in-game stuff is like, oh, it's just cosmetic stuff that you can buy. Anyway, match number 11. We're gonna go to Urban Canyon, and I am gonna get 6th place in this. I don't remember what the Crossworlds was. I think it was either... I think it might have been Steampunk City, or what it was... No, I think it was Steampunk City. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I kind of have to watch this live while I do this commentary, so I can't really like fast forward. I just, I don't know. At this point in time, I'm just really wondering, what is the next like mainline Sonic game going to be? Like, what is it going to be like? Like, are we talking something like Frontiers? Like, is it going to be all along the lines of Frontiers? Is it going to be something completely new? But then I also hear that there is like rumors that either like Sonic Unleashed is getting a remake. I doubt like Adventure 1 and Adventure 2 are going to be getting a remake. Ever, probably. Don't know. Like, I mean, it probably would be a good thing, because like, we just recently got an extended cut of, I guess you could, yeah, call it kind of an extended cut of Sonic Generations. Just basically added new content, but for the most part kept everything the same, just with a graphical upgrade and like better control than the original. So I don't know, like Sonic Unleashed, like is that really worth it? Because if you really think about it, Sonic Unleashed did originally have a I guess you could call it an HD remake, because it launched on like the PlayStation 2, and then I remember it was vaguely like really vaguely I remember it was re-released as an HD edition, I think, on like PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 back then. And then Of course, there was Sonic Colors, and then there was Sonic Recolors, which I don't know what the difference is. I've never actually played either, so I don't know. It seems like they did try remaking certain games. Then obviously, like Sonic Origins,
Good.
and we're still not at A+ yet. But we just finished a race in Apatos, so you know, how about we go to Apatos again? Right? We just had Apatos like not too long ago. In fact, I think we had it twice in a row. But we're gonna go back to Apatos again. See what I mean? Like the diversity of the amount of stages or tracks in this game doesn't really mean shit when they pick from pretty much the same, like 10. I think there's like close to 20 stages, and they like pick 10, and that 10 is like their majority. I don't even think like the voting works, but regardless, this is race number 12 of 14. There's 2 left, and I'm gonna get 5th place on this race. Not a whole lot to say. It's Apatos, it's repetitive, it's boring, and it's one of the things that makes me really start hating certain tracks, because I don't get to play them. Like the good stages, like Crystal Mines, Radical Highway, Metal Harbor, those rarely ever show up for me anymore. And I don't get it. But we do get Hidden World. I do know that. And Hidden World is a pretty good Crossworlds stage. And I don't know, but I think I got caught with my own bomb there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. I don't know. It seems like a lot of the rules to this game like no longer apply when you're playing online. It's like your items can't hurt you during like, well, I think the green gloves can actually hurt you if they ricochet off the walls and come back and hit you. I think it can actually do damage to you. I'm not sure. I think it's happened to me before, but I don't know if it's because I threw it, it ricocheted off the wall at the perfect angle to come back and hit me, or it's somebody else's. But yeah, always at this point in time, be prepared to get hit with like pretty much everything. And just as I was about to get first, I get second, third, fourth, fifth. At the very last second, Blaze passes me for a 5th place win, which is still technically above par, so not really that down about it. It just means that I get what, like 5 points, and I'm like 6 points away from reaching the A+ rank. So race 13 out of 14. We're going full DLC on this race, because we're going to start off in Pac-Man Village. Our Crossworlds section is going to be Bikini Bottom, and it sucks. It sucks. This race sucks, and the next race sucks. Because I believe we do Pac-Man Village here. The Crossworlds section is Bikini Bottom. The next race I believe starts in Minecraft Village, and the Crossworlds section is Pumpkin Mansion. And that is my last race before I get to the A+. And it's aggravating. These last two matches are aggravating. I get 10th place on this race, by the way, which is why there has to be another fucking race after this. So I think at the end of this, I am left with like 2 or 3 points short, which when you're like 2 or 3 points short from like essentially leveling up, it's the most aggravating shit, because it's like, okay, now I have to do like one more race. The game is always trying to push you to do like one more race, and it's just fucking terrible. And here we go, straight into Bikini Bottom, another DLC stage, which really makes me wonder, like, what is the Mega Man stage going to be? My guess is they're going to do something as ridiculous as, like, I don't know, they probably go with like Mega Man 1 or something, right? Could be like, what, Wily's Fortress? No, I don't even know what version of Mega Man they'd be drawing from. I guess it would have to be like whatever Capcom says, right? It's kind of the same thing with like, okay, Pac-Man, for example. So they got the rights to bring Pac-Man into this game, and one of the ghosts. Unfortunately, like, Miss Pac-Man is owned by a completely different company. So that is the reason as to why Pac-Man, or Miss Pac-Man, essentially doesn't exist anymore, because it's a different IP than traditional Pac-Man. Which is why in like recent games, like there was like a PlayStation 4 game like Pac-Man World or something. Miss Pac-Man has been actually changed to Pac-Mom, which is really weird. But yeah, I got 10th place. And
Good.
1 point. So yeah, I am 5 points away from A+ mode. But yet we are going to get Minecraft World. The Crossworld is going to be Pumpkin Mansion. But I only need 5 points. 5 points to get A+ rank. Luckily, for this race, for some reason, I do not know why, I get first place. I get first place, I get my A rank, my A+ rank, and I legitimately get to take a break from these online sessions, like, for a bit. Not saying like I'm completely done with this game, but as all announced content for this game has officially been released, and there's no news on what's next in terms of like guest characters, I don't feel I need to play this until maybe some of those things are released and I can concentrate on other things. mostly, I don't know, like, I gotta do Fatal Frame 2 because that's me coming out later this month on the 20th, and then pretty much after that I am probably going to be pretty gamed out for most of, like, a good portion of time. I don't really know what's going to be releasing for the rest of the year, other than like Wolverine. It comes out in September, but that's September, and we are just stepping into March right now, so yeah. But I think I've rambled on enough, and yeah, so get first place, I get to A+ rank, and now I'm just gonna shut up, and you guys can enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Irish Shadow, and I will see you guys later.
Ultimate victory. As expected.